Welcome back. We're focusing on animal health and the work of Zoetis in helping producers care for their animals and in supporting veterinarians. And with us once again to dig a little deeper into some of these issues are Dr. Mitch Blanding and Rob Kelly, both of Zoetis. So Rob, I'd ask you, we were talking about veterinarians before the break. Tell us a little bit about some of the training you provide for veterinarians.
Well, as Dr. Blanding mentioned before, I mean, the veterinarians play a key role in supporting producers and our customers. And particularly in the role they play in terms of the oversight they give in terms of the correct use of our products and also everything around animal welfare. And like all industries, everything continues to evolve. The products that we use to evolve, the industry evolves. So it's often a challenge for veterinarians to stay up with the latest technology and the latest innovations. So we feel that we play a vital role in supporting them to do that. So supporting them with continuing education right across the country in all parts of our livestock business is a critical role that we feel that we play, and I think that's one that provides a tremendous amount of value not only to the veterinarians but also to the customers that they serve.
And of course you're talking about practicing veterinarians. What about veterinarian students? What kind of resources do you have for them?
That's a challenging one, Kevin. A lot of students obviously going through the various vet schools right across the US, and there's a number of things we do to support them. First of all, the amount of debt that a student takes on in our universities today, particularly in veterinary science, is huge. So helping to retire some of that debt for those students is really important. Also, as the students go through veterinary school, they're also trying to figure out and wonder sort of what part of the industry they're going to look to go into once they graduate. And we feel that as critical for us to give them insight in terms of what being a livestock veterinarian could look like. So we do a number of things, particularly around some of the externships that we do, to try and give students the experiences that they need to understand what it is to support agriculture and producers, and also to give them the experiences they need to make informed decisions when they graduate in terms of which area they're going to head into once they finish college.
That's quite an investment that you all make into the veterinary profession and to those students, huh?
Yeah, it is a significant investment, but it's an important one for us at Zoetis. We talked a little bit earlier about the difference between being a standalone animal health company compared to being a pharmaceutical company. Mm-hmm. In all honesty, as a pharmaceutical company, the success of agriculture really didn't play a huge role for Pfizer. But as Zoetis, the success of agriculture is critical. I mean, so goes agriculture, so goes Zoetis. So we continue to invest in the next generation, be it graduating veterinarians going through college, or groups such as FFA are critical for us to continue to support, because the health of the industry will be based on their success, and if the agriculture industry is successful, so will Zoetis.
Very good. And Dr. Blanding, I assume that as you support producers and veterinarians every day, you probably never have a boring day. Tell us about that.
Yeah, that's right, and that's really one of the unique aspects of our jobs and what makes our job so great. Rob mentioned continuing education. We are one of the largest providers of continuing education to the veterinarians in the country. Rob also mentioned our interaction with students, and just within the last couple of weeks, we had one of our colleagues who was invited to one of the veterinary schools here in the U.S. to be a guest lecturer. Had the opportunity to interact and discuss with a group of senior students. Most of them were committed to going into some sort of large animal practice, but really had the opportunity to discuss bovine production medicine with these students and help better educate them as to what actually happens out there in practice. Rob also mentioned the next generation, and that's really a key component of our focus. We recognize that veterinarians, these veterinary practitioners who have recently graduated from veterinary school and have only been in practice a short period of time, have unique educational needs when compared to seasoned veterinarians. And so we have an initiative in place to really direct our educational efforts at this group of veterinarians, and we call that the next generation. So it really is a again, a commitment to veterinarians on the part of Zoetis.
Now, you and your team focus exclusively on the beef cattle industry. I guess I'm interested to know, beyond veterinarians, how do you work with cow-calf operators and stockers and even feedlots across the country?
Yeah, so we take what we like to think is a solutions-based approach to our customers, and it really revolves around understanding the needs, the challenges that our customers face on a day-to-day basis, and trying to provide, as the name would imply, solutions for them. But it doesn't always necessarily involve products. Obviously, we have wonderful products that we're very proud of. But I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
Just recently, one of our colleagues was called by one of our veterinary customers, and it was really in regards to a concern potentially around some of our products, and maybe what he was experiencing was disappointing results from an animal health standpoint.
Okay.
And so this veterinarian went out, our colleague went out and spent some time with this veterinarian. They visited the operation, which happened to be a feed yard, and after some investigation, determined that the problem really wasn't product related, but yet it was a lack of communication between management of this particular operation and the personnel who were responsible for carrying out the protocols which had been put in place. And we actually have a solution for that. We actually have a service that we provide that actually we call it our supervisory certificate program. And we actually, it's an educational effort in regards to some of these frontline managers in these operations to help them better communicate and manage the employees of these operations, so we don't have gaps that I just described, where ultimately it benefits all parties, and at the end benefits the cattle, because if the protocols are better executed in these operations, it equates to better care and well-being for the animals.
Absolutely, that's a wonderful example. And on that note, we've got another testimonial from a customer describing how Zoetis works with producers. Here are some thoughts from Tim Bear, who manages K-Bar Ranches, stocker operation in Douglas County, Oregon. Let's have a look.
We use Bailey Veterinary Clinic. We have a good working relationship with them. Zoetis is a partner in this operation today because I've never seen an organization so willing to go the extra mile. Dr. Linhart and John Herkner, before, during, and after this ROI challenge, have been very engaged.
So, Dr. Blatting, I assume that there are other services above and beyond the technical services available to producers and veterinarians.
Yes, there are, and really I'll break it down into three groups. Our customers may have noticed that on our products there's an 800 number. And when you call that 800 number, you will be connected to a group of veterinarians in Exton, Pennsylvania that represent our veterinary medical information and product support group. And these are really potentially the first point of contact for our customers in regards to product questions. They work very closely in answering questions for our customers and really helping to uncover some needs that they may have. They also really is a first step in coordinating any efforts that would involve our field-based colleagues and potential further troubleshooting, particularly in some of these more complex cases. The other group would be our veterinary medicine research and development group, which I mentioned earlier, and again, just to reinforce it, continued development of innovative products, services, technologies to help ultimately our customers better care for the animals that they're entrusted with. And then a third group is somewhat behind the scenes, would be our outcomes research group. And this is a group of veterinarian and scientists that work collaboratively with our field-based technical services teams, as well as our veterinary medicine research and development group, to identify research initiatives, as well as potential opportunities to establish economic value of the use of our products. So yeah, there's really lots of support behind the Zoetis brand.
Absolutely. Well, thank you both for your insights. We'll have more on Zoetis and their work with cattle producers right after this. Stay with us.